Welcome to Phantom Radar Battalion, locking onto today's key events of August 5th, 2024. Let's dive into the most pressing global developments across different regions. Iran has issued a warning to airlines to alter their routes due to GPS disruptions affecting areas in western, southwestern, southern, and central Iran. This indicates that electronic warfare is actively underway. New intercepted communications reveal that Iran is planning to target U.S. warships in the Mediterranean Sea. The Iranian president has declared, "We will without a doubt use our right to defend Iran's security and sovereignty." This statement comes in response to the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, which Iran attributes to Israel, calling it a grave mistake that will not go unanswered. Iranian forces are preparing for an attack, with their government moving to secure locations and the Iranian Forces Command relocating to their underground command center. This escalation highlights the broader regional conflict dynamics and the potential for a wider war involving multiple state and non-state actors. A significant escalation has occurred, with Iranian-backed forces launching a rocket attack on the Al-Asad Airbase in Iraq. At least 2 American soldiers have been killed and 5 others injured, including one severely. A video of the attack shows the failure of the American C-RAM air defense system to repel the rocket attacks. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has informed G7 representatives that an Iranian attack is expected in the next 24 to 48 hours. Former President Trump has also warned of an imminent attack. The situation in Iraq remains volatile, with ongoing threats and attacks against U.S. and allied forces highlighting the persistent instability in the region. Houthi forces in the Red Sea region have downed another American MQ-9 drone, bringing the total shot down since the October escalation to 8. This incident adds to the growing list of conflicts in the region, further complicating the geopolitical landscape. The downing of the drone underscores the persistent threat posed by Houthi forces and the broader implications for regional security and U.S. interests. Unrest in Venezuela continues to escalate as the government intensifies its crackdown on dissent. President Maduro's control over the country is becoming more solidified, but resistance has moved underground. Large pro-Maduro demonstrations have further strained Venezuelan society, with those opposing Maduro fearing retaliation. Criminal groups like Tren de Aragua vow to continue resisting Maduro's regime, but their effectiveness remains questionable. Analysts suggest that while Maduro will likely retain power for now, the latest election issues have cost him some prestige among Venezuelans, revealing the substantial opposition to his rule. The Venezuelan economy remains in dire straits, exacerbated by international sanctions and government mismanagement. Inflation is rampant, and basic necessities are scarce, deepening the humanitarian crisis. Many Venezuelans are fleeing to neighboring countries in search of better opportunities and stability. Increased banditry on remote roads linking various cities has resulted in many long-haul cargo drivers refusing to drive during this period of heightened instability. Public transportation routes are also disrupted, with drivers charging higher fares due to the increased risks. The humanitarian crisis continues to deepen, with significant impacts on daily life for ordinary Venezuelans. Mass unrest continues in the United Kingdom, with riots reported in multiple cities, including Southport, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Hartlepool, Rotherham, Leeds, Hull, Bolton, Liverpool, Birmingham, Stoke, Nottingham, Bristol, and London. The situation is worsened due to the government's heavy-handed responses to demonstrations and riots. In Southport, significant efforts are underway to target those voicing outrage over recent stabbing attacks, with police focusing more on arresting social media users than quelling the unrest. Similar censorship efforts are happening in Sunderland. In Liverpool, a library that replaced traditional English works with Islamic texts was set on fire, and various Middle Eastern and African businesses have been vandalized. The factional violence has become severe, with tit-for-tat attacks escalating the conflict. Financial markets worldwide have experienced severe volatility. Multiple stock exchanges halted trading on several indexes, with the Nasdaq in the United States dropping over 1,200 points at the opening before partially recovering. Major brokerages like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E*Trade, Vanguard, and Robinhood reported cyber incidents and communication outages, preventing customers from accessing their accounts during the crucial market opening. Analysts speculate whether these were intentional degradations. The instability in financial markets is influenced by recent decisions from the Bank of Japan to raise interest rates and the potential for a significant conflict in the Middle East, which could disrupt oil supply chains. The actions of the Federal Reserve and Congress over the next few months will be exceptionally telling for the future stability of global financial markets. Overnight, demonstrators in Bangladesh conducted a coup, overwhelming security and breaching the perimeter of parliament and other government buildings. Prime Minister Hina resigned and fled to India as her residence was overrun by rioters. This significant political upheaval has left the country in a state of uncertainty, with the potential for further instability as new leadership tries to assert control. In the Far East, North Korea has made significant developments along the DMZ, with reports of additional missile batteries being moved closer to the border. Analysts suggest this may be more posturing than a prelude to conflict, despite rising tensions on the Korean peninsula. Construction and deforestation activities on the North Korean side of the DMZ indicate ongoing military preparations, but the extent and intent remain unclear. On the home front, in Washington, D.C., preparations continue for the latest escalation of the Middle East conflict. The Pentagon has confirmed increasing the force posture throughout the CENTCOM area, including the deployment of additional missile defense batteries. This move indicates the U.S. is bracing for potential retaliatory actions from Iran and underscores the seriousness of the situation. The deployment of additional defensive measures reflects the heightened state of readiness and the potential for significant military engagement. In Michigan, a train carrying CO2 derailed in Adrian on Friday, with one car leaking its contents. No injuries were reported, and the hazmat concerns have been minimal due to the derailment occurring in an industrial area. In Iowa, a train carrying coal derailed near Marshalltown on Sunday evening, with approximately 38 cars derailing. The causes of both derailments are under investigation, highlighting the vulnerabilities in transportation infrastructure and the potential for significant disruptions. The recent events highlight significant vulnerabilities and shifting societal norms. The Quantico incident, involving an unmarked box truck and gate breach attempts, was likely an intelligence operation or a dry run for a future attack. The delayed public release of this incident further underscores the complexities of national security and information management. Financial analysts note that while today's market readjustment is serious, it is not the big one that many have been expecting. A much larger financial crash is still theorized for the near future, possibly next year. The actions by the Federal Reserve and Congress over the next few months will be exceptionally telling for the future stability of global financial markets. That's all for today's briefing. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news and insights. See you next time, and stay informed.